Pickle! Hit the air. It's Iron time for Monday Morning Fallout. Monday Morning Fallout. When we overreact to the football weekend, and whoa doggy, do we have a lot to overreact to. A lot to get to in this here episode of Monday Morning Fallout. We will start with my opening kick, which is chaos comes to Texas.
Chaos.
Week 2 of the Texas high school football season is going to go down as one of the more eventful non-district weeks that we've seen in quite some time. We had 2 of the 3 longest winning streaks in Texas high school football, active winning streaks, come to an end. DeSoto and Gunner both losing. We had, and this is true when we get to the rankings, we had a classification. I'll just spoil it for you. 2A Division 2.
Okay.
The top 10 in 2A Division 2 went 3-7 in week 2.
Not great.
It was absolute chaos. And one of the things that I think is actually kind of remarkable now is you take a look at the defending state champs, right? Take a look at the defending state champs and how many of them presently are undefeated, right? Duncanville is. Okay. DeSoto, not anymore. Aledo, nuh-uh. Port Neches Groves is, right? 4AD1 was Anna. They lost a game to a team from out of state. 4AD2, Gilmer. They're 0-2, right? Good teams, but still. Malakoff, 381, they're undefeated. 3A Division 2, Gunner, not undefeated anymore. 2AD1, Timpson, undefeated. 2AD2, Albany, 0-2. And then both 6-man teams, Gordon and Benjamin, are undefeated. I wonder, this is me wondering in this overreaction Monday, if we are heading for, especially at the higher classifications, 6A and 5A, maybe lump 4A in there, if we are heading for an upheaval, if we are heading for the first time in quite a while, a much more wide open race. Because I want you to think about 6A last year. 6A D1 felt like a march towards North Shore Duncanville Volume 5, right? 6A D2, I think we all agreed that DeSoto entered as a pretty prohibitive favorite to go back-to-back.
Yes.
Right? And they got a scare against South Lake Carroll, but that was essentially it. That was really where it was. At 6A, there hasn't been that upheaval. 5A D1 last year, we were all waiting for Aledo. It was Aledo or the field.
Right.
Right? And 5AD2, I would make the argument to you that while it didn't feel like a foregone conclusion, P&G and South Oak Cliff felt like the most natural title game. The game that was most likely. Take a look at those 4 divisions now. 6AD1, 6AD2, 5AD1, 5AD2. What are you sure about?
Not much.
Here's what I'm pretty sure about.
Duncanville looks good.
Duncanville looks pretty good. North Shore looks pretty good. That it? Port Neches Groves looks pretty good. Port Neches Groves hasn't done anything wrong. Port Neches Groves.
I think that it will become a lot clearer what we can feel like on DeSoto this week. Because if they come back and look vengeful, and like now they've got, like, maybe they needed that to be able to have a chip on their shoulder, and then they just start pummeling people, it also wouldn't surprise me if they make it back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not bearing, to be clear, I'm not burying anyone.
I'm also very interested to see what DeSoto and Duncanville looks like now, too, because Duncanville likely could run through North Crowley now. It come playoff time.
Really interesting weekend of high school football that really got me thinking about a lot of things, because some of the things are getting turned on their head. I mean, we got 2 state champions that are 0-2 in Gilmer and Albany. Anyway, it's my opening kick. Game of the week. Pickle, did you see what happened with Paris and Pleasant Grove?
Wild man in the fight every time.
Okay. Paris 7, Pleasant Grove 0.
Real high-scoring affair out there.
And Pickle, allow me to tell you, Do you know what the touchdown was?
I don't actually.
Paris had a 99-yard interception return for a touchdown from Malik Johnson, and then came back, and that was all they needed. It was one play. It was one defensive play. That is quite literally as defensive a game as you can get. Like, basically outside of 2-0, right? The only points came from defense on a pick six from Paris. We had some questions about Pleasant Grove. I think they're going to be fine. They're growing. They're young. But that's a really nice win for Paris. And more importantly, that is the game of the week. Pretty remarkable stuff there from Paris and Pleasant Grove. Now time for Tepper's Play of the Week. And I went digging. And this was a game we were spotlighting, or we had highlights from. Yeah,
courtesy of our friends at Vipe.
At Dave Campbell's Texas Football tonight on Friday night. We had an eye on Cedar Park and Vandegrift. Vandegrift, by the way, or Cedar Park, I believe, has now played 7 overtimes in their first 2 weeks. Jeez. So that seems cool. But they came away with a big win over Vandegrift, and here's how it sounded, courtesy of our friends at Fight.
Claybrook, Bowen Travis split way out there on the numbers on the left side. Jamal Porter, the H-back. Trey Hill bumps over from right to left. Noah Wallace, the solo receiver, man in motion is, there we go. I like this play call, play action. Fires one over the middle, and he's going to get it. Cedar Park wins it in the second overtime. David Cooper, Bowen Travis, game over.
Oh my God, that was incredible. That's the early front runner for high school Call of the Year.
What's his name? He calls himself Josh Willard on the call. There. He calls himself the Willard of Oz on the call there. I had to include the part where you can very clearly hear him high-fiving the guy in the background. So good. Play of the game, play of the week. Incredible. As Cedar Park walks off Vandegrift. A big win for the Timberwolves. An early nominee for Call of the Year.
Yeah.
Very good.
Rightfully so.
From Josh Willard. Dude of the week. Which dude duded the hardest this week? I present to you the performance of Sudan quarterback Caleb Grotkin. Okay, now you're probably not paying a ton of attention to what Sudan's got going, which is shame on you. But they played a wild. I have this here for a moment. They had one of the highest scoring games we've seen in quite some time this past week, as Sudan beat Tahoka 67-60, second highest scoring game of the year. And Caleb Grotkin, the quarterback for the Hornets of Sudan, threw for 287 yards and 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 242 yards and 3 touchdowns. And because it's 2A, he kicked 7 extra points.
Let's go.
Caleb Grotkin from Sudan, this week's Dude of the Week. Now it's time, Pickle, to bring back a very beloved segment here on Texas Football Today, where we're a high school football show, first and foremost. It's what we do. But we do like to dig into the NFL. The NFL is a hot topic these days. And so we've once again reached a contract agreement with the Dave Campbell's Texas Football Today, chief NFL correspondent. Here with the NFL Minute from Week 1 is our chief NFL correspondent, my mom.
Hi, this is Tip Mom for the NFL Minute. I'm going to highlight the Cowboys' win over the Browns 33-17. On offense, C.D. Lamb went to Richmond Foster High School. He had 5 catches for 61 yards. Deuce Vaughn, who went to Round Rock Cedar Ridge, had 1 carry for 4 yards. Terrence Steele is a right tackle on offense. He went to Cibolo, Steele, and Texas Tech. And Cavante Turpin had his first NFL touchdown punt return for 60 yards. He went to TCU for 3 years. On defense, highlighting DeMarvin Overshawn, he had 1 stack, 5 solo tackles, and he went to UT in ARP High School. All the best. Bye.
Thanks, Mom. The NFL Minute with our chief NFL correspondent, my mom. So, thanks, Mom.
That was a lot of stats. Like, and she dialed that up off off the dome. That was impressive.
She's doing the research. Look,
that one's impressive.
Think about how many NFL insiders there are out there.
Yeah, if you got to be the best.
We landed on her.
Yeah.
You might think that's a nepotism hire.
Can promise you it's not.
Stock up. La Jolla
Stomps.
Palmview. We paying attention to what the Lobos got cooking?
Yeah.
They are now 2-0 after, remember, 3-7 last year. They are certainly on the rise. And what they did this past week, beating Roma 28-14, heading in the right direction. They got a win over. They got a win now over PSGA Southwest and Roma. They're going in taking on Brownsville Lopez this week. They have got a great shot to be 3-0. Keep an eye on the Lobos of La Jolla Palmview, who I think are already turning some heads. Keep an eye on La Jolla Palmview. Stock up. Stock down. Klein Collins. What's going on here? Remember, this is the team that started the season, started the year in our top 25. I want to say even in our top 20 in Class 6A. And now, 0-2 and kind of riding the struggle bus. Okay, this is a team that their two losses. They kind of got drummed by Willis this past week, 40-7. Right, not good. Their other losses to College Station is a tough loss, but that is a 5A team, right? They go into district play this week. I'll just say this: they go into district play this week against Tomball. You win this game, nobody cares what you did in non-district, because then you're off on the good foot in the games that matter. But for a team that we thought was going to be really contending at potentially at the highest level, it's a rough start for the Tigers. Now it's time for the Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him. Player of the week.
And now, the Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him. Player of the week.
What's up, y'all? Matt Stepp, Dave Campbell's Texas Football from my truck. And it's time for the Week 2 Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him award winner. And the winner of the Week 2 Matt Stepp. He got that dog in him award winner is none other than Cibolo Steel wide receiver and SMU commit Jalen Cooper. In Saturday night's win over San Antonio Reagan, Jalen had 7 catches for 228 yards and 3 receiving touchdowns as the Steel offense put up 62 points in a big win over San Antonio Reagan. Congrats, Jalen. You, sir, have got that dog in you.
This has been the Matt Stepp He Got That Dog in Him Player of the Week.
There we go. Matt Stepp picking he got that a player each week who's got that dog in him. Congratulations to him. My final shot here is about the 2 biggest wins of the week. And we're going to talk a lot about North Crowley's big win over DeSoto. That's a seismic victory for the Panthers. The biggest, I said it on Texas Football Tonight, it's the biggest win for that Panthers program since they won the title in 2003. Other massive wins across the state. I would propose to you, Pickle, that there were 2 games that I think were the biggest wins of the weekend.
Okay.
In fact, 3 of them. Austin Aikens defeated Bastrop Cedar Creek 49-29 to snap a 26-game losing streak. La Jolla Juarez Lincoln defeated Donna North 28-21 to snap a 33-game losing streak. First win since 2019. Think about that.
That's insane. That's how long I've been here.
And perhaps the biggest win of the week. Progresso 48, Riviera Coffer 0.
The Red Ants.
The Red Ants in the win column for the first time in 36 tries.
Wow.
Congratulations to those 3 teams, which, again, one of the things we're going to focus a lot on, like the rankings. We're going to roll out the rankings. Spoiler alert, Progresso's not going to be ranked.
Right.
But you want to talk about victories. You want to talk about what's probably a pretty fun Monday practice.
Oh, yeah.
For the Red Ants of Progresso. Congratulations to them. Big doings there. Congratulations to them on the biggest win of the week. And that is Monday Morning Fallout.